The honourable member for Red Deer South.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and members of this Assembly, for this opportunity to respond to the speech from the throne. It is such an honour to be able to second the motion to accept Her Majesty's speech. Every day when I step into this House, I am humbled by the task before me, that the great constituents of Red Deer South entrust me to speak for them on matters that are vital to the well-being of their families. I want them to know that I will continually strive to earn that trust. I'm proud to be a part of a government that is working to make life better for ordinary Albertans. Albertans are worried about covering the basics, paying the mortgage, putting food on the table, and making sure their kids get a good education. I've been there myself, sitting at the kitchen table, looking at a pile of bills and wondering how I was going to make ends meet. The agenda laid out in Thursday's throne speech is an ambitious one, but one that puts Alberta families first by creating good jobs, making life more affordable, and protecting the public services families rely on. These goals reflect the values of my constituents in Red Deer South. Every fall, families across Alberta have to reassess their budgets in order to ensure they have enough money to pay for school fees. This government's plan to reduce school fees will save families hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. This is money that families in Red Deer South can now put towards their bills, their mortgage, or put into a savings account. Red Deer, like a lot of Alberta communities, is feeling the effects of aging infrastructure. The city is now home to over 100,000 people. It's the third largest city in Alberta, and millions of vehicles pass by every day as people travel between Edmonton and Calgary. I'm so grateful our government has seen the need to invest in infrastructure, including the Gates Avenue QE2 interchange that is currently under construction. This project will not only improve traffic flow in the critical corridor, it will make it safer too. It has created many good mortgage-paying jobs. Another project I'm really pleased with is the Red Deer Regional Airport runway extension. I stressed to my colleagues the importance of this, and we got it done. Having been already completed, this directly created jobs, and we're already seeing interest in expanded usage of the airport, meaning more jobs are sure to follow. Last year, construction started on hundreds of infrastructure projects across the province: roads, bridges, schools, healthcare facilities. I was happy to see in the throne speech plans to continue to rebuild and replace aging infrastructure, creating even more construction jobs. And I will work with my colleagues to give Red Deer a voice at that table as our city is growing in number and in need. Our city needs new schools. I've heard this firsthand from teachers and educators during my numerous visits to the schools in my area. We need a new courthouse, something I've been working on with the appropriate ministries so that this necessity materializes. And I also need to stress to my constituents, I've heard your concerns about the Red Deer Regional Hospital loud and clear. This government has already met with the hospital many times in recent months to address your concerns, and we will continue to work on making healthcare in Red Deer of world-class quality. Expanding the hospital and the services it provides has always been and continues to be at the top of my priority list. Red Deer is a growing city. It is also an aging city. Senior care is a priority for residents of Red Deer South. Seniors help build this province. They deserve to retire in comfort and dignity. However, seniors can be overlooked. Recently, I was shopping at a local Red Deer grocery store when I ran into a senior lady that I know from my days at Safeway. It was her birthday, so I wished her a happy birthday. She smiled and thanked me. And then what she said broke my heart. She told me I was the only one to wish her a happy birthday. Her family and her friends had all passed on. This is the reality for many seniors in Alberta. It was then I realized I could do something. I teamed up with my wonderful colleague in Red Deer North to start hosting birthday parties for Red Deer seniors and those in the surrounding areas. A simple thing, really, just cake, entertainment, and good company. But it's something that can make a big difference in the lives of seniors. To know they have not been forgotten. To know that we recognize how important they have been and continue to be in making our communities stronger. Seniors deserve a government that makes life better for them. I applaud the provincial and federal governments for providing funding for Red Deer senior housing groups in order to pay for much-needed maintenance. Having upgraded fire safety systems, new hot water tanks, and upgraded furnaces will make our seniors safer and improve the quality of their life. I'm pleased this government will continue to create new long-term care facilities and offer more home care services to allow seniors to stay in their homes and communities. To those of you who fear that your quality of care depends on the state of our economy, you can rest assured we are on your side. To this government, austerity can't be the answer to the pressing questions of what's going to happen to vital social services when times get tough. Low-income families in Red Deer can often feel their concerns are overlooked also. I want to say to them that I see you and I hear you, and so does this government. We have been and will continue to be in your corner, fighting for you. We are moving towards a minimum wage of $15 per hour, a wage that will mean low-income workers won't have to go to the food bank in order to feed their children. This year, we will also continue to make progress on our government's commitment of $25 a day daycare, so more families can access affordable, safe childcare. More women can enter the workforce, and we remove a barrier for mothers who want to work but sometimes can't. Raising a family and providing for one shouldn't have to be a choice. We won't let it be. Bit by bit, this government will help to eliminate the wage gap and empower women. I'm also glad to see a pledge in the throne speech to build more affordable housing units so more Albertans will have a roof over their head. Providing access to the most basic of human needs shouldn't be lauded as generous or wasteful, but rather acknowledged as the simple first steps in building a bigger and better middle class. No Albertan should have to live on the streets. In October, I participated in the homeless count that took place all across the province to show that this government wants to address the issue of homelessness. I want to tell people in Red Deer that if you ever find yourself out in the cold, my office is open to you. If you need to warm up, please come inside and share your experiences with me and my staff. The humanistic aspect of my job is something that I will always be able to make time for. I recently moved my constituency office to a street front location to make it more accessible for exactly these reasons. An open and accessible office is something I pride myself on and hope my constituents take me up on this. Every time I walk into this chamber, I do it for the benefit of you folks, the hard-working people of Red Deer South. We all know a strong energy sector in Alberta is vital for our province's economic future and Canada's. Last November, the federal government approved the Trans Mountain Pipeline and Line 3, citing our government's climate leadership plan as one of the main reasons the pipelines got the go-ahead. But our government's work isn't done yet. I'm proud our Premier and ministers continue to make pipelines a priority. Just how big a priority was outlined in Thursday's throne speech. Albertans now know their government will defend this province and our key industry in court by seeking intervenor status on any legal challenges to the Trans Mountain Pipeline. Alberta's energy industry impacts every corner of this province. It's no different in Red Deer. I will join my voice to those of my honourable colleagues in this Assembly to continue to speak in support of these pipelines. They are critical, not just for Albertans, but for all Canadians. because a strong energy sector in Alberta makes Canada stronger. There's no doubt that low oil prices have hurt our province. Alberta's economy has taken a beating lately. But as we've seen time and time again, when this province takes a hit, it always shakes it off and keeps its head up. There are already positive signs of recovery. More wells are being drilled. Exports reached $8 billion in December. And employment has grown by 18,000 since bottoming out in the summer. And while our economy continues to recover, I'm proud to tell my constituents and all Albertans, your government will help them through this downturn and make their lives better. It looks like we've weathered the eye of the storm in true Albertan fashion. We pushed onwards with our goals and promises. We will continue to reduce costs and bring government spending down while maintaining and protecting the core services, healthcare, education, and social services that many Albertans rely on. Steps have already been taken. This government has cut and combined government agencies, frozen salaries for cabinet ministers, MLAs, political staff, and civil services management, and spending has been streamlined. I know we will continue to work to find further reductions and bring down spending growth at a thoughtful pace. While it might have been easy to cut services during our tough economic times, you don't turn your back on Albertans when they need it the most. Providing frontline services are some of the most important duties of a government. To wash our hands of these responsibilities would be short-sighted with poor consequences. We will also be helping families by introducing a Consumer Bill of Rights, further building on consumer protection steps that we took last year to end predatory lending practices and ban door-to-door energy sales. I'm proud of what our government has accomplished and eager to get back to making this province a more progressive and accessible place for the 4 million people that have the pleasure to call this beautiful province home. I'm proud to go to work every day in service of the people of Red Deer South, and I'm thankful they trusted me with their vote. This agenda laid out in the throne speech is an ambitious one, but it is one that will put us on the path to a brighter future for all Albertans, including my constituents in Red Deer South. Thank you.